Hello everybody, and thanks for showing up for this presentation. It is a gracious and wonderful pleasure to give this presentation. And I will underscore two major themes: the importance of cognitive development in early childhood and the long-term consequences of childhood abuse and neglect. Our topic: closing the achievement gap starts with nurture, birth to 3 years of life. I'm Clifton A. Castile, author and former project administrator of the once renowned Parent-Child Educational Developmental Center, our acronym PCEDC. Now, there are 4 stages of baby development. Baby is an informal term which refers to a child from birth to 4 years of development. Now, here are those 4 stages of a child's development: newborn child, infant child, toddler child, and childhood. Our presentation gives consideration to the first 3 years, which lays the foundation for all future learning, permits children to develop crucial skills, i.e. problem solving, critical thinking, language comprehension, memory, which are essential for academic success and navigating life's challenges later. Intelligence and how we acquire our smartness is very controversial and frequently discussed, i.e., while some children are smarter than others, and is intelligence inherited through genetics, and is class a factor as to why some children are smarter than others? Statistical information does show that children of professional parents are smarter. However, it has not been determined that genetics alone is a major contributing factor. Rather, positive factors associated with households of professional parents must be considered, i.e., living in safe environments, more books in a home, access to quality schools, quality health care, nutritional food. And because professional couples plan their pregnancy, they tend to devote more quality time to their children's learning and development. Now, the above positive parameters are in contrast to non-racial children living in low-income households, and so often they have various health challenges. Here are 2: earaches, asthma. And this prevents children's ability to obtain needed information. So, with this valuable information, our professional staff at PCEDC established a pilot research center to evaluate if low-income mothers are instructed in parenting procedures. Would the achievement gap of their children be moderated? 60 young low-income mothers with newborns participated in our research study. 30 mothers with their newborns visit our research center daily for 3 years. The remaining 30 mothers and newborns were in the control group, and mothers received no tutorial intervention from our staff. All children were provided with health care. You see, if children are ill, they will not learn very much. Now, the exercise begins with mothers and newborns and ends when children are 3 years old. After 40 months of study, all 60 children were evaluated for their cognitive growth. Children of mothers who were tutored in early childhood cognition in our research center were 46% ahead in learning and emotional development. Now, this is in contrast to children in the control group. And these children were prepared for kindergarten and qualitative and quantitative learning. Now, must I say this, and I will, mothers are surprised to know that babies are born geniuses, and they are ready to be programmed for learning. And babies are exceedingly curious. Babies obtain more acquired and needed information in their first 3 years than they are capable of later in a 3-year span. But why are babies able to obtain so much information in the first 3 years? To begin with, a baby's brain is wired differently. It is thought of as being plastic because it is highly adaptable and ready to absorb information from caregivers and the environment. Importantly, the brain of a baby contains billions more neural connections than the brain of an adult. And these important neural connections transfer information to the brain for learning and memory, and significantly impacting a baby's cognitive, social, and emotional development. And because of billions of neurons connecting to synapses, learning and processing information happens much faster. However, if valuable neurons in the brain aren't given information, they will deteriorate, and acquire needed knowledge and information and memory storage cannot take place. When do babies begin acquiring their cognitive learning? The foundation for cognitive growth begins at birth and proceeds through the early years, and this is when babies learn how to learn information. When babies learn how to decode and recode information, and they do it their way. Girlfriend, now I'm watching you. How do you do that like that? I do it differently. Now, the method of assimilating and accommodating information at an early age is extremely difficult to change later in life. As early as 9 months, babies begin to show signs of feeling comfortable and positive about their caregivers and their environment and about people. And this behavior is important for emotional development. A baby knows the difference between a smile and a frown at 2 months. Say a mother approaches her baby with a frown on her face and says, "Oh, not again. I just changed your diaper. I gotta change it again." Well, the baby thinks, "Mother, I get no pleasure blanking on myself. I'll be glad when I learn how to potty." So what avenues must mothers apply to narrow the achievement gap of non-racial, low-income children? To begin, a mother who devotes quality time to a baby increases the academic and social development of her baby by 25 points or more. How should mothers communicate with babies? According to a study by the University of Washington, a mother should speak in motherese language, where words are elongated and emit a high-pitched sound, thus attracting a baby's attention more often than traditional language. In motherese language, babies are able to understand where words begin and end, and thus vocabulary is increased twofold. Motherese sentence, "Michael, it's time for your wonderful bath." Is reading important to a child? Yes. A mother should begin reading with her baby at birth. The roots of language develop even before a baby can talk. Reading to her baby helps build language skills, vocabulary, listening, comprehension. When reading to her baby, a mother places her baby's finger on a picture to assure her baby that the picture is not scary. A mother calls out the names and colors of pictures while asking her baby to repeat her words. White cat. A mother takes her baby's hand and says, "Name." Help mother to turn the page. A mother speaks slowly and softly with only a few words in her sentence. "Name, here is your applesauce." A group of researchers placed 42 tape recorders in homes of low-income and middle-income families to understand the number of words children hear starting at 7 months to 30 months. Children of low-income parents hear an average of 600 words each hour. Children of middle-income parents hear an average of 1,100 words each hour. Now, this contributes to millions of words unheard. The lack of words children hear is extremely concerning. Hearing words are crucial for children's development, to learn to talk, to understand others, to build vocabulary, which are essential for communication, cognitive development, and overall social interaction. Showing affection is crucial for babies' well-being. A publication reveals what happens when babies are not given attention. Babies raised in an orphanage would cry for attention, for someone to hold them, to smile, to talk to them. However, when caregivers did not attend to their needs, soon babies stopped crying, knowing they will not be noticed if they cry. A follow-up study revealed these neglected children suffer with mental and social problems. According to David Brooks, a study by researchers at the University of Minnesota claimed they can predict with 77% accuracy at the age of 18 months which children will graduate from high school based on communication between mother and child. Now, this research underscores why mothers must consistently talk and explain. The renowned psychologist B.F. Skinner tells us that the best way to teach a child something is to make the task enjoyable. How much attention do babies give to their surroundings? Babies at the age of 12 months will devote more attention to their surroundings and can recognize faces, sounds, and body language better than adults. A baby observes a mother's reaction as she talks on the phone and when a friend visits. A mother hands her baby her phone. The child is 3 years of age, I should say. Name, would you like to talk to my best friend? Her name is... Okay. Now the child is smiling. Child is happy that she's going to talk to someone else. However, now if the mother shows negative emotions when talking on the phone, and she said, here, I want you to talk to so-and-so. You know what the baby will say? Are you kidding me? I don't want no part of that stuff. I don't want to be sad. In a retail store, I observed a young mother with a screaming and crying toddler child, a toddler about 18 months of age. Now, the toddler child was in a shopping cart facing the mother, and the mother refuses to look at her screaming child as she procures items. Just this way, never giving the child attention. And when she pushes her shopping cart, still not giving the child attention. Now, the child repeatedly attempts to touch the mother's face for sympathy. They're smart, all right. Babies learn how to garner sympathy shortly after birth. However, this mother pulls her head back while not permitting the child to touch her face, not even looking at the child, just something like that. Now, this behavior by the screaming toddler child exceeded 30 minutes. And the child quite often would stop, screaming to mumble something. Boy, undoubtedly, the child is familiar with this store or a similar one and has observed where toys are located and maybe received a toy from this store. Nonetheless, the mother's approach to discipline is a positive way to mitigate the situation of an upset child without being abusive. Now, the chances are this mother's exercising the same manner of discipline she received as a child. Sometimes a mother should ignore an upset child. Give them time to gather themselves. They're not trying to test a mother's patience. However, they have needed egos. They had an ego. It came when they were first born. Now, the chronic stress of living in a violent household can alter brain development, leading to long-term cognitive and emotional deficit. Unhealthy discipline, i.e. hitting, spanking, tapping, yelling, reprimands, frowning, will cause children to hesitate to acquire unfamiliar and needed information, to be smart. When children play, they acquire needed information, to be intelligent. Oh, this is the way I should do this? I'll learn this and I'm going to remember it for a lifetime unconsciously. A mother who is stressed and herself was abused as a child is more inclined to abuse her child. Not that the mother does not love her child. Rather, she's exercising the same manner of correction she received from her mother. A recent study makes an association between a person being abused as a child to that of a violent adult. But what if a mother desists from her abusiveness later when the child is much older? Well, psychologists explain that abruptly stopping child abuse can sometimes lead to a temporary worsening of the situation. The child will experience confusion, anxiety, and even increased aggression. And this is due to sudden change in parental behavior, often after presentation. For more than 47 years. Let me tell you what I've always would hear. How are you supposed to teach a young child right from wrong unless you spank their behind? They'll learn. You'll have their attention. Yes, it will teach them something, to be fearful of you. And they'll say, well, if I make a mess or mistake, I'm going to get reprimanded, spanked. I won't try to be smart. And they will also say, you know what, my parent has no control. And I also would hear this. I remember being spanked so many times. There's nothing wrong with spanking a child. Look at me. I turned out okay. Why do you remember those spankings? Now, being in supermarkets and stores is challenging. Some children are excited at such a large space with so many unfamiliar things. So children will run and remove items and toys from shelves for examination. Mama, what is this? What it does, Mama? Now this is normal behavior. Every minute children desire to be smart and caregivers must assist them. They should be illuminators. Incidentally, I believe that nature directs them to be smarter, to ask questions, so they can grow up faster. Mama, let me do what you're doing. What are you doing, Mama? I'm scanning items. Let me do it. I know I can do it. And the mother should. Now, consider this much. A child removes a toy from a display. Try this approach. Name. Remember, you are not supposed to remove toys from shelves. Now, I'm going to let you examine that toy only for a few minutes now. Mother explained to you why you cannot have a toy each time we are in a store with toys and playthings. I observed a young mother in a store with her toddler child, maybe about 30 months of age. Her child takes off running. The mother does not scream for her toddler child to stop running. Instead, she catches up with her energetic child and on her knees and with a smile says, name. Let me say this right now. The name was the longest, unique African name I've ever heard. Nonetheless, name. Now, what did you promise Mother about running in stores? Say what you promised me. I'll help you. Now, this weekend, we will go to the park and you and I will run and try to catch squirrels. Let's say a mother leaves work and she's extremely tired. Her cheerful infant child is full of energy and desires mother's attention. However, the mother gives her infant child a bottle of juice, believing that the infant child will go to sleep and she can rest. Yet her infant is not sleepy, stands up in the crib and repeatedly tosses the bottle to the floor. And each time the mother retrieves the bottle. The mother smiles and says, name. Why do you keep throwing your bottle of orange juice to the floor? Are you trying to see how far you can throw your bottle of orange juice? I know what it is. You want to play with Mother, and Mother want to play with you. So let's play with your red talking bird. You know, it's not unusual for children to deliberately rub food onto a carpet or pour liquid on the floor to see what's going to happen. They're always curious, and when they're curious, they learn. Choices assist children in developing intelligence and self-assurance. Name. Would you like chocolate cookies or would you like lemon drop cookies? Both? No, you cannot have both. Remember, we explained what a choice is. It means only one. Now, which one would you like? Oh, no pointing now. You promised me you will not point and you will not nod your head. You would speak up. And come on, make a complete sentence, please. Thank you. Praising children after each successful and unsuccessful task is worth 20 points to a child's intelligence, to a child's courage, to a child's confidence. And it's going to be remembered throughout life. Consider, in middle school, well, I know I will make a passing grade in math class. Why did you ask me that, friend? As a spouse, oh, I know I can manage the challenge of being a mother and a spouse. As an adult, you know what? I know I will get that quality job and my family will be better. A child living with a low-income mother hears 2 praises to every 6 reprimands or put-downs. Now, you know, a child should hear at least 4 praises to 1 reprimand or put-down. Consider this negative criticism. Name, how many times must I tell you not to color cats red and not to color outside the lines? Now, mothers should realize that children also have vivid imaginations, which enhances smartness and confidence. Nothing is invented or discovered without someone's vivid imagination, which starts early. And mothers must be encouraging. A mother should model empathy. Name, should you hit our brown puppy? Now, if you were a brown puppy, would you want someone to be mean to you? Critical thinking or higher order thinking is essential to acquiring intelligence, courage, and self-belief. A mother takes her child, say, to the park. The mother would like to give the child a critical thinking question. And a critical thinking question would be where you have to think it out. It cannot be answered with a yes or no. So in the park, the mother says, name what color is the mother duck and how many baby ducks do you see? Now, here comes the critical thinking or the thought out question. Name, why do you think baby ducks walk behind their mother? I don't know. Yeah, think about it. Oh, I know, they're scared. Well, why are baby ducks scared? Their mothers won't let anything happen to them. You know, I won't let anything happen to you. And you walk behind me sometimes. Oh, I know. Their mother told them to do so. She said, you better walk behind me. Now, if you don't do this, well, guess what? You'll get lost and you won't have a wonderful mother anymore. And you're supposed to say, oh, that's such a great answer. They thought it out. Educational researchers note this. If a child cannot read, write, and comprehend written words proficiently by 3rd grade, they are at 83% risk of dropping out of high school. A report from the Brookings Institution states this. 52% of racially balanced low-income children are not prepared to start 1st grade. And this is compared to 25% of middle-income children. Before 3rd grade, children learn how to read, to learn the meaning of words so they can make constructive sentences. After 3rd grade, children read to acquire information, to be smart. Parents must realize that educators cannot do the responsibilities that they should have done, you know, basic learning. And it should have been done, I should say, before kindergarten. Choosing a quality nursery or daycare is as important as choosing a quality performing secondary school. A nursery staff which does more than feed and change diapers, or a daycare which does more than allow children to play and participate in, you know, a lot of fun activities. In either case, staff members should engage children in learning activities to improve academic and social development. Visiting parks, a zoo, a library offers children the ability to gain knowledge and to develop self-esteem and undergirds precociousness. Now I'm going to go through this real quick. Academically, at age 3, the most quality learning a child should have received at the age of 3. A child should be familiar with at least 900 words, know their age, be able to spell and write their given name, identify basic colors and shapes, count to 10, recognize some letters of the alphabet, speak in complete sentences. And at age 3, a child should follow a 2-step direction. Name, please pick up your small blue ball and then bring it to mother. No, that's your small green ball. Now you got it. Thanks everybody for listening. And please share this video and watch my previous videos for detailed procedures of how a mother can give her child his or her intelligence starting at birth to 3 years. I go through all those details, each 4 stages of development. And please visit my internet website, cliftonacastile.com, and there you can review my published articles for peer review correlated with Black pre-adolescent thoughts about being taught by Caucasian educators. And you can also grab my email address there because I want to hear from you. I want you to tell me what you think about this presentation and submit some your quality thinking about how we can give children their intelligence. And please subscribe to my video channel and you will be notified when additional information is made available. You don't want to miss out on any information. Thanks everybody. I hope this presentation has been fruitful.